Hello, Falcons, and welcome to a recorded DI of the student copy of the Ohm's Law worksheet. And take note of the due date here. Okay, so let's proceed. So, the student copy is found in your Google Classroom, and this is what you see. So, let me just put on the focus symbol here, right? Okay, so it all centers on the triangle formula again, on the three variables, the V for voltage, I for current, and R for resistance. And as always, please be mindful of the units for voltage that would be in V or volts, I for current, and the unit would be in A or ampere, and R would be resistance, and the unit would be the ohm or the Greek letter omega. So this is what you see, class. Okay, you have around, if I'm not mistaken, around 10 problems. Okay, but pretty straightforward. Okay, so how do we solve this first problem? So let me call on a bigger screen the teacher's copy. This is it. So if I scroll down, this is the problem that you have, okay? Now, if you take a good look at number one, it's actually two small problems, okay? So the first one is this: how much resistance does a light bulb create if it has a current of 25 milliampere around it in a 9-volt circuit? Now, this is something new to you, maybe small m, capital A. So that means it's milliampere. Now, take note of the conversion here. 1 milliampere is 0.001 ampere. As always, I want you to write the given required solution. Now, just take note of the numbers that you see here. So you see 25 milliampere, ampere. What is ampere? A unit of I. So you say here, I equals 25 milliampere. But then we want it to be in A, right? So how do we convert that? So you say I equals 25 milliampere. Do I multiply? Yes, because as you can see here, so if I'm going to multiply this, at the time, how I'm using the brackets to mean multiplication. So 0.001 ampere per 1 milliampere. Okay, it's like in math, right? You have here the numerator and this is the denominator. It cancels out, leaving you with a unit in A or ampere. So get your calculators out. So you now have here I. Where's my I here? I equals. So as I do it, you also type it out on your end, okay? So you now have there 25 times 0.001. I now have, what's the value that you're getting? Correct. So that would be 0 to 5. What's now the unit? It should be in A. So maybe it's best if I bring this down so that you can just take a closer look at how everything is done. So it's just like starting on a new problem here, okay? Let me just delete this or just do the backspace here, okay? I want it to be on a new page, okay? There, it's much better, right? So we have taken care of this number already. 25 milliampere, that's current. What number, what other number do you see? This 9V. V is what? Again, try and take a good look at the V here. Oh, it's a unit of voltage. So you write that down. So you say V. You also have V here equal to 9 volts. Okay, 9. Let's better use a small letter V for the unit. Now, what is required? You have I and V, and we're just dealing with three variables, right? V and I is given. It must be the R that we're looking for. Is it? Yes, it clearly says there how much resistance. So you're looking for the R here. What's the unit? Can you remember? If not, scroll up again. What is R? Oh, it's in ohms. So you can copy that. So notice the convenience now of doing it in Google Docs. You can cut and paste easily. So there you have the ohm. You had better adjust the size. Notice also how I'm adjusting the size. I simply go up here. You see the plus sign here. So that it would be the same size as my R here. So that's your required. So you start now with the formula. So what is R now? Because that's what we're looking for. You go up again, cover the R, right? Cover it up, and you now have V in the numerator, I in the denominator, or that would be V over I. But we have here the formula, so simply copy this. So let me copy that, and then bring it here. Again, I want it to be the same size as the rest, so I click on this. Okay, there, you can clearly see it now. And R now, you're ready to plug in the values that you have. So you now have R equals, what is V? It must be in the given. It says here 9V. So you have 9V divided by, what is I? I should always be in ampere here, 0.025 A. And you divide, get your calculators again, R equals, so let me just go here, okay. So you have your calculators, or you can use your cell phone, right? So I now have here 9 divided by 0.025. I'm getting 360. How about you? Are you also getting 360 there? Okay, but then you do not stop there. It must always have the correct unit. So this must be in ohms. So I just copy that and put it here. My advice as always would be, don't be lazy in writing down given required solution, because that earns you 1 mark. If you have written down the given and you know what you're looking for, 2 marks. Now, and if you write on the formula, that's the 3rd mark. You plug in the values, you come up with a final answer. The number, that's 1 mark, and the unit, 1 mark, for a total of 5 marks per problem. Not bad, eh? So simply writing out given required solution, you get 1 mark at least. So let's proceed. This is still part 1, okay, number 1. This is the second problem there. Now it says here, how much current flows through a 16 voltage battery that has a resistance of 5.1 ohm? My advice as always would be look at the numbers. So you are given 16V. What is V? Obviously that would be voltage equals 16. We had better use a small v for the unit of measurement, right? And so that's one given. What else? 5.1 ohms. What is ohms again? You're not sure? Oh, ohms, that must be in R, or resistance. So again, you scroll down and write it as R equals 5.1 ohm. Or if you're lazy, you can just cut and paste this. Copy and paste. Okay. You don't want the pink color there, maybe you need to go here to the color. You see that? So you can just have it there, right? So VR, we're just dealing with the 3 here. So it must be the current. Current would be, what symbol again? Yes, that's I. See, you're getting it. So I in, what's the unit? Yes, A or ampere. Now, next job, the formula, right? What's the formula? Then always remember the formula here, the triangle formula. I is S, cover up I, V divided by R. So why don't we just copy this? Copy. And then you scroll down. Of course, I wanted it to be the same size as the rest. So notice I'm correcting this. So you click on the plus sign till you have the correct sizing there. Maybe one more plus, okay? So that's what you now have here. And then you can have I equals what? What's your V? V is 16 volts, right? Divided by, what's the R? R is this. Again, just copy that. So people, make sure that as I am typing this, you have your Chrome or your gadget in front of you, or you are in front of your computers, maybe at home, trying to just type out what I'm doing, right? So again, 16 volts. So again, your calculator here. So 16 divided by 5.1. So correct up to 2 decimal places, maybe I will accept it as 3 point, it says here 3.1372. So maybe you can just have 3.14 and then I have, of course, let's try and then adjust the sizing again. And what's the unit? For I, it's there. It should be in a ampere. So there you go, right? So on your end, of course, this is where you're going to place everything. Notice it's one big problem here, right? So this one, maybe what you can do is just copy this, right? And have it here so that you can have, you can just separate it out correctly. So this is what you have on your end. Of course, you need to copy again, given required solution, right? So you can just bring it down, okay? So you can always refer back to this recorded video and see how everything is done, right? Now, we are now onto the second problem here, okay? So, again, on a bigger version, this is it. So let us just go down here. So let's have a problem here. So this is now the second problem, I think. I don't know what happened here, but this should be number 2. So what is the potential difference across an electrical load that has a resistance of 4 ohms and a current of 3A flowing through it? Again, my advice, look at the numbers that you have. 4 ohm. What is ohm? What do you think is that? You're not sure? Then go up again. What is ohm? Oh, ohm is R, right? So that's how you deal with problem solving. You always go back to a formula. So that is R. R equals, then you have the value there. So the value is 4 ohms. So if you want, you can copy this. I always do that. Anyway, this is a digital way of solving the problems, right? It's neat and very handy, and it's easy to erase, right? So if you don't want the coloring there again, you can just go to color here. You see this text color here. You can change it to the black, okay? So that's R. What else in the problem? What other number do you see? 3A. What is A again? Yes, that would be I. See, you know this. I is 3A. Ri, what is S? What's remaining? We are just dealing with 3. Resistance, current, and voltage. So obviously, that would be V. So see the play up of words, right? So potential difference. It's just a big fancy word for what is the voltage, right? So scroll down and of course your V voltage is in volts. How do you solve the problem again? You need to have the correct formula. Scroll up, cover V, and you're left with I side by side multiplied by R. So, or let me just copy this. And again, scroll down. Now I want it to be the same size as the rest. Notice how I'm doing it. So you can just click on the plus sign here. Yeah, so that you can clear the set. And then once you have the formula, just plug in the values that you have. As always, try and see what you have in the given. What is I? Oh, you have 3A. So you say there, oh, 3A multiplied by what? What is R? So you have here 4. What is this symbol again? Ohm. So let me just copy that. So where am I now? So I need to just that one, okay? You need a calculator. Come on, guys. You can easily do this without the calculator now, right? Because you have what? 3 times 4? Yes, that would be 12. And what's the unit for voltage? It would be a small v. There you go for number 2. Now, the same run of things, right? So I'm just trying to just make sure that our remote learners can follow through. I know sometimes it's tough, right? You are at home, you miss school, you don't know what to do. Hopefully, recorded DIs or direct instruction videos such as this can help you out and help you stay connected with me and with the rest of your classmates. So, again, we're done with number 2 on your end. This is what you see. And number 3, it says here, calculate the current at electric clothes dryer. So let's see. So this must be number 3. This is our number 3 problem, okay? So my advice as always, look at the numbers that you have. 230 volts. So that must be part of the given, right? V equals 230 volts. What other number do you see here? Resistance of 9.2 ohms. So R would be, this is very obvious in the problem. You could just say resistance of, then you know that's R, right? So R equals 9.2. I'd better copy this. Now, what is S? You know how V and R, so obviously it would be the current that's being asked, is it? Yes, it says here, calculate. Another word for that would be find the current, right? Or it can also be asked this way, like it would say, what is the current? Calculate, the same meaning. Find, the same meaning. Current is asked. Again, what is current? The letter, yes, that's I, right? In ampere. So again, formula. What's the formula for I? You're not sure? You can always go up, right? And look at your triangle formula again. I. So cover I, you now have V divided by R. So let me just copy this formula. Then I scroll down. So this is now the formula that you need to use. Again, notice how I'm trying to change the size. You can see the plus sign there. I click on that till it becomes bigger. Okay, so this is now the formula. So I now is, what is V? V is 230 volts. Then copy that, divided by what? This is the R, so you can also copy this. Now you will note that it becomes easier, faster in a sense, once you get the hang of it, right? So I now is, so grab your calculators or your cell phones maybe. Now you have it as 230 divided by 9.2. What's the value? Yes, that would be 25. What's the unit again? Should be ampere or letter A. There you go. That's number 3. Now, what are the other problem that we have here? Maybe I'll just do a couple of this and we can do the rest, right? So this is a very short one, number 4. I think you can easily do that, right? So again, potential difference, that's voltage for number 5. Let's have another one. Number 6. Yeah, I can see that we have here very simple problems, right? Now, this sounds interesting. Number 7. Maybe I can do this. This one is the last problem, and you can do the rest, right? Now, a portable radio connected, so that would be number 7, right? So let me go to a bigger screen here. Something about there's this one. I think this is number 7, right? So an electric toaster has a, you said it? No, I don't think that's I think this is the number 7. So let me verify that from your end. Yes, it says here a portable radio connected to a 9-volt battery. So let's try and see that we are having the same problem here. Yes, so this number 7. I don't know if I have the correct problem here. Let me just copy this one out. Okay, so you have here number 7. Notice that I'm not doing the problem solving here because this is your copy. Anything that I put here, it would be reflected back on your end. So I don't want to mess up with your work. So let me just go to this page that I have, right? So let me just copy this. And then this is number 7, correct? Number 7. So maybe let me make this bigger, right? So this is what you have. I don't know. Can you see this now? I think this is okay, right? So that I could just have here. Given, don't be lazy. So write on everything again. Given required solution. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So a portable radio connected to a 9-volt battery. So as always, I said, take note of the numbers that you see here. 9 volt, obviously that would be the voltage, right? So V equals, what's the value? It is 9. So 9, you can have 9 volts or 9.0. Let's be the same as the problem here. And then what is this? 25A ampere. It says there, current. So what's the symbol for current? Yes, that's I, capital I, equals 25A. VI, we're just dealing with 3 variables here. So what is the resistance? R is as. R in ohm, right? No, I don't want to just type out the ohm there. Maybe I can just simply copy one of the symbols here, the symbol here. So this is the beauty of doing it in Google Docs, right? Control V. Okay, oh, maybe that's too big, right? So maybe, or if you want, you could just adjust it the same size as this one. Maybe we want a bigger one. Let's see. And maybe I can just adjust this, right? Then make it smaller, maybe, to be the same as the rest, right? So that it looks better. I think that's okay now, right? So you were asked, what is the resistance? What's the formula for R again? Can you remember? If not, you can always scroll up and get back to your triangle. R is as, right? Cover R, you have V over I. So you're asked for the R. So copy that and scroll down. Control V, right? Ooh, what happened there? So, okay, let's repeat that. Maybe I did not correctly copy the formula, right? So again, go up because this is really the reality, right? So copy that. If you want, you can just click on copy. Right click, right? Then copy, or you can have Control C as the shortcut. So here, okay. Hopefully I have the correct formula now. Yes, R is equal to V over I. So you're now ready to plug in the values, right? So R now becomes, what is V? V in this problem is 9 volts. So maybe you want to just copy that and then divide it by, what is I? I is this one, 25A. So R becomes what? Again, pull out your calculators or use the calculators in class. So you now have 9 divided by 25. Is this correct, class? We're getting 0.36. So let me repeat that. 9 divided by 25. Yes, it's 0.36. What is the symbol for resistance? Again, this Greek letter omega to mean ohms. So this is the answer now, right? Now, there is an interesting side question here, right? What type of energy is the electrical energy from the battery being converted into in this device? So a radio, what does radios produce? Sound. So you can say the so this is how you do a full sentence, right? Let me just copy that and let's tweak it. So you can say, oops, the type of energy that's converted or that is converted. The type of energy that is converted into this into this device is, and say that, sound energy. There you go. So that's it. And I leave you to the rest of the problems. So I hope as I was talking and typing things down, you are also doing it on your own. If you got stuck, then you can always pause the video and try and retype it on your end. So all the best, grade nines. Try and do the rest of the problems. Okay, that's it. Ciao for now.